What if everything you thought you knew about the British royal family wasn't the full truth? Behind the grand palaces, royal smiles, and carefully staged appearances, a storm has been quietly building. And now that storm may finally be breaking. Princess Anne, known as the most disciplined, private, and unshakable member of the royal family, has reportedly taken a stand. A stand that could shake the very foundation of the monarchy. And at the center of it all? Queen Camilla and her daughter. What really happened behind palace doors? Why is Princess Anne suddenly involved? And what does this mean for the future of the royal family? Stay with us, because this story is deeper, more emotional, and more shocking than anyone expected. The British royal family has always been a symbol of tradition, discipline, and unity. For decades, they have maintained a carefully balanced image, one that blends history with modern expectations. But maintaining that balance has never been easy. Every decision, every relationship, every public appearance is scrutinized by millions around the world. And when personal family dynamics begin to clash with royal protocol, things can quickly spiral out of control. Princess Anne, often described as the backbone of the monarchy, has spent her life upholding duty above all else. She is respected, feared, and admired for one reason. She does not compromise when it comes to royal standards. So when reports began to surface that she had concerns involving Queen Camilla's family, people started paying attention. The rising tension. To understand the current situation, we need to look at the dynamics inside the royal family. Queen Camilla's position has always been complicated. While she is now firmly established as queen, her journey into the royal spotlight was not without controversy. Unlike those born into royalty, her family, including her children, come from a different background. And that difference has always created a subtle but undeniable tension. Royal traditions are strict. There are clear boundaries between royal duties and private family involvement. But recently, insiders suggest that those boundaries may have started to blur. There have been whispers, quiet but persistent, that Camilla's daughter has been increasingly present in royal-related matters. While this may seem harmless on the surface, for someone like Princess Anne, it raises serious concerns. Because to her, the monarchy is not just a family. It is an institution. And institutions survive on structure, rules, and discipline. If those lines begin to fade, the entire system could be at risk. The moment everything changed, then came the moment that changed everything. Reports began circulating of a private disagreement inside royal circles. Details remain unclear. But one phrase stood out. A phrase that quickly caught public attention. Give them back now. Simple, direct, powerful. But what does it mean? Some believe it refers to royal privileges or items. Others think it's symbolic, a demand to restore boundaries that may have been crossed. And at the center of this alleged statement? Princess Anne. If true, this would be highly unusual. Anne is not known for public confrontations or dramatic gestures. She operates quietly, strategically, and with absolute control. So for her to take such a firm stance suggests something deeper is happening, something serious enough to break her usual silence. The human side of the story. But beyond the headlines and speculation, this is still a family story. A story of relationships, emotions, and identity. Queen Camilla, despite her royal title, is also a mother. And like any mother, she wants to support and include her children in her life, But being part of the royal family comes with unique challenges. There are expectations, unwritten rules, invisible lines that must not be crossed. For Camilla's daughter, navigating this world is not easy. She exists between two realities, not fully royal, but deeply connected to it. And that position can create pressure. Pressure to belong, pressure to prove herself, pressure to find her place. On the other side stands Princess Anne, a woman who has spent her entire life inside this system. She understands the risks. She knows what happens when traditions are ignored. And perhaps, in her eyes, she is not opposing a person but protecting an institution. Public reaction. As news and rumors began to spread, public reaction was immediate. Royal fans around the world found themselves divided. Some support Princess Anne completely. They see her as a guardian of tradition, someone who is willing to make difficult decisions to preserve the monarchy's integrity. To them, this is not personal, it's necessary. But others sympathize with Queen Camilla and her daughter. They argue that the royal family must evolve, that inclusion, flexibility, and modernization are essential for survival in today's world, and that perhaps the old rules are too rigid for a changing society. Social media has only intensified the debate. Every detail is analyzed, every expression is interpreted, every silence questioned, and yet, despite all the noise, the palace remains quiet. What this means for the future. So what happens next? That's the question everyone is asking. If Princess Anne continues to push for stricter boundaries, it could lead to significant internal changes. Rules may be reinforced, roles may be clarified, and the line between royal and non-royal could become even sharper. But if Queen Camilla stands her ground, it could signal a shift toward a more modern monarchy, one that embraces flexibility and family inclusion. Either way, this situation is more than just a disagreement. It is a reflection of a larger struggle between tradition and change, between history and the future, and the outcome could shape the monarchy for years to come. The silence that speaks louder. Perhaps the most powerful